It's David Tanner into Robert Fearney, and then after that, as I say, check out on your chat. The manager will provide an injury update as usual, so when Stephen's ready to go, we'll begin.
Already, yeah? Okay, so Nikola Katic has been to see a surgeon for the first time since his surgery. That was very positive. He's extremely happy with Nico's progress. Joe Aribo has had a setback in terms of his return to training. So he's got a high ankle sprain at the moment. He'll be missing for 4 to 6 weeks. We're really positive in terms of that being 4 rather than 6, but we'll have to take it week by week. Alan McGregor has jarred his knee on Thursday in training. He'll have a scan over the weekend and maybe get an opinion on that situation on Monday. So I'll have more information from Monday on Alan. Jordan Jones has returned to us with a small quad problem. That'll be days rather than weeks. We're hoping to have JJ back in full training on Tuesday or Wednesday. That's the bad news out the way. The good news is Cedric Itten, Jermaine Defoe and Borna Barisic are all available to train this morning. JD trained yesterday with no problems. We'll have to be patient with JD. He's missed a lot of football and he's had some time out, so we'll make a decision later today whether he's involved tomorrow. But Cedric, Jermaine and Borna are all in full training as of today.
Thanks, Stephen. David Tanner, first up, please. David, I can't hear you.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Stephen. Can I ask a couple of questions? Just first of all, how big a miss will Joe Aribo be? And secondly, this is probably one better for the end of the presser, but can you give me your take on the return of the Premier League in England? And is it going to be another year for Liverpool, another title?
I'll answer the first question first. In terms of Joe, yes, it's a big blow. Joe, during pre-season and the start of the season, was in magnificent form. He's a player we rate very highly here, so I'm sure he'll be missed over the next 4 weeks. It's actually good news for us because when he's had the setback in the training, there was a situation where he had to go and see a specialist on this ankle problem, and there was a chance he might have needed surgery. Thankfully, he doesn't need surgery, and we might be able to get him back in 4 weeks' time. So it's actually a positive situation because it could have been a lot worse. But he's definitely going to be a blow for us because he's a fantastic player and a major talent and a major part of how we play. So it's certainly a blow. The answer to your second question is it was like Christmas Eve last night. Tonight as well, waiting for the Premier League to start. I mean, it's the best league in the world. It's been missed over the last weeks for sure. In terms of Liverpool, I think they're the team to beat, of course, being the champions. Knowing Jurgen and the players and the mentality of them, they'll want to attack that title. I'm sure they will. They're not going to sit back and defend. I think they're going to come out the blocks very fast against Leeds tomorrow. It's a game I'm really looking forward to watching after our game. But yeah, the excitement levels are very high where I'm sitting.
Robert Fearney, go ahead.
Morning, Stephen. I was going to ask, should everything go to plan this month? I think you could face 6 games in 19 days in the league and the Europa League, and I'm sure there'll be fixture congestion throughout the season as well. How does that affect your team selection even this early on with Dundee United obviously tomorrow? And do you almost have to kind of plot your way through the month, planning ahead game by game?
Yeah, I think it's very difficult to pick teams further down the line beyond Dundee because you never know, if players are going to come through. You never know who's going to be showing signs of fatigue. Players are coming back off internationals. Some people have had more minutes than others already. I think what you do is you try and prepare your squad and have enough numbers and enough good options in your squad to cope with the schedule. But you're right in what you say in terms of this month. It is going to get more intense. With the return of the Euro qualifiers, if you like. But we actually play less games than normal. So it is a schedule that over the last couple of years we've got used to. And it's down to me and it's my job and responsibility to try and manage players at the right time and make sure the team's looking fresh. I think we've managed to do that so far pretty well. I don't think you'll see wholesale changes from game to game, but you will see subtle changes in certain areas of the team just to try and keep it fresh, and also manage individuals. All individuals are different. You know, some players can cope with the load and demand every single day and it doesn't seem to affect them. Some players better maybe playing one game a week or at the right times being offloaded if they've had quite a lot of minutes in the legs.
Gabriel, go ahead.
Hi, Stephen. You've just been awarded the Manager of the Month trophy, Ryan Kent as well, Player of the Month. How do you feel about these accolades, and how do you look back at the first part of the season as a whole?
Well, I think without being biased, I think Ryan Kent certainly deserves to be Player of the Month. I think he's in sensational form. He's looking really sharp at the moment. He looks really happy and settled here. He's had a full pre-season under his belt, and I think his red card against Leon aside, I think he's been fantastic to watch and work with. So I'm very pleased for Ryan. I think that's fully deserved. In terms of my award, I think it's an award that is a collective reward for the staff, for the support that I've had during the lockdown, during pre-season, up to now in the season. And we also have to recognise the job the players have done, because them awards don't come unless your players are playing consistent collectively and contributing results. So I certainly receive my award as a collective.
Andrew, go ahead, please.
Morning, Stephen. You'd said a couple of times before the international break that you were looking for one more sort of piece to the puzzle in your team. Are you any closer to getting that in the door?
Not right now, today. So there's been no breakthrough, or there's not an imminent in terms of that. And that's the same with outgoings as well, or interest in our players. It's very quiet at the moment.
Ryan, go ahead.
Morning, Stephen. With Ryan winning the Player of the Month, it just goes to show that he doesn't really seem to be affected too much by that interest from Leeds United. And sort of second point as well to that is to make sure you fend off any other interest from other clubs. Would the club be looking at trying to tie him down on a longer contract?
In terms of Ryan?
Yeah.
Ryan is on a very good contract here. Ryan has remained professional. His mentality and his applications being top class every single day since we've returned. He hasn't let any interest affect him. I think he's used it as a compliment that, you know, people are enjoying what they're seeing from the outside in terms of his form. He's scoring goals. He's looking very dangerous. He's playing with freedom. Yes, he's starting from his normal left side position, but I think he's really taking it to opposition teams and he's trying to cause as much damage as he can from different areas, and we've given him that freedom and that license to go and express himself. So we hope that Ryan remains in the place he's in because he's happy, settled, and he's enjoying his football. He is going to get more interest, and we're going to get more interest and phone calls over Ryan Kent because he's a fantastic player.
Andy Newport, please.
Morning, Stephen. With Joe's injury, is that going to place a sort of bigger onus on the likes of Ryan and Giannis and Brandon Barker to come up and provide that creativity that you need? And just how confident are you that those guys can carry on the sort of good start that they have shown this season?
Look, Joe will be missed. There's no doubt about it because he's such a fantastic talent and he's a creator and scorer of goals for us. So you're always going to miss that type of player. But the responsibility and the pressures on the squad as a whole, all the forward players that play in the forward positions, the responsibility is on them to create and score and find the answers when opposition teams set us challenges. So I don't think the pressure goes even more onto one other individual. It goes onto probably the players that are fit and available and get the opportunity to start for us.
Jordan, go ahead, please.
Hi, Stephen. James is obviously set to make his 250th appearance on Saturday. As somebody you obviously named captain when you first came in, just how important do you think he is for the team?
Sorry, I missed the last bit. I can't hear you properly.
Sorry. James obviously is making his 250th appearance. Just how important do you think he is for the team?
He's very important. He's the captain of the team. I think James is someone who's very much appreciated within the walls of the training ground and the stadium. He's always available. He very rarely missed a session. Always puts his neck on the line for the team. He's very selfless. How he goes about his work. So he's very much appreciated by all of us, and it's no surprise. He's hitting 250 already at Rangers because he keeps himself in good shape. He started the season in good form. I think he's got better game by game. And he's in a fantastic place, so long may that continue. He's had a good rest, so I'm expecting another strong performance from him tomorrow.
David Edgar, please.
Morning, Stephen.
Morning.
How difficult is it to get the players back quickly and settled down and then ready for a league match after an international break? Obviously, it's a fortnight these days, and it must be a real challenge in terms of the team had built up a really good momentum before the break. Do you have much time to get them all back settled and come up with a game plan for the weekend?
To be honest with you, I think the situation's a lot better than it was a few years back because, some internationals were played on a Wednesday night and then some players needed a day to recover or 2 days to recover. So I think managers have been in a lot more difficult situation than I'm in now. A lot of our players have only played one game. A lot of the players last played on Monday. So in a lot of cases, the situation's pretty fine where, you can still get the information in and enough training and get them settled and refocused in. I always sit down with them collectively when they're all under the same roof to try and retune them in and refocus on the job and the schedule that's going to face us in the coming days and weeks. We've had a pretty positive return in terms of people's health. So in this situation, I'm pretty happy with how the international break's gone. Ryan Jack only played one game. Glenn Kamara last played on Monday. Bona had a dead leg issue with Croatia, but we're confident that he can get through training today and be available for us. Philip Holander's only played one game, albeit that was on a Tuesday night, and we haven't seen Phil until this morning. That's not an ideal one. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with the international break, and we've all come back in decent shape. Only Jordan Jones who's not, but that's not a big issue. Hopefully, he could be available for the European qualifier.
Terrific, thanks.
Charles Patterson to finish.
Morning, Stephen. Before the international